Sony A7 III. Is it worth the price? My first impression.
You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Only honest reviews coming up next. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and I'm here with my gorgeous wife, Alana. We're going to sit here and talk about her new camera. I think it's called an A7 III. Don't know much about it, but it's her passion, so here she goes.
Thank you, honey. So photography has always been my passion. I love Ansel Adams. I love portrait photography, and I think that it...
You love who?
Photographer.
Whoa! We're making a family video here now. Come on, what?
Okay.
I'm your husband now. Talk about something Ansel Adams.
So I've always been inspired by photography. I really like Sebastian Salgado. If you haven't heard of him, go look at his pictures. I also like Marco, I think it's Grab. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. But they are focused on portrait photography, right?
You don't have a lot of men's names. Just saying.
I'm inspired by it. Does that help? Okay. So I want to become really good at taking portrait photography. So I bought this particular camera because one, it's really lightweight and super easy to use for newbies. And I'm not really good at photography.
Can we see what's in the bag?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the bag, though? Did this come with it?
No, this came from Amazon, of course. It came from Amazon. It's like $40. Just really quick.
Hey, let's talk about the bag real quick. This bag don't look bad.
No, it's actually good. It's got several different compartments for a couple of lenses, and then your camera can actually sit in there, and you can leave the lens on if you want. Please don't yell at me. I had the protective cap on earlier, but I took it off for this video. So,
what's the brand?
It looks like Morons, but I'm not gonna say. It's MORSO.
We'll post a link
Marso, maybe.
We'll post a link down below, or I'll tie it into the video somehow.
Cool. So this is the camera itself. What I love, my first impressions about this camera, what I love the best is that what do you call this thing? The window. It can go all up. It can go down. It can do all kinds of stuff. So,
the touchscreen.
So it is not touchscreen. But that's okay. I don't want to screw up and then touch something and then mess it up. So I didn't get the touchscreen. This particular lens came with it. It is a 28 by 77 millimeters, so it's actually really good. The focal point.
70.
What did I say?
70.
Oh, sorry, 70. Yeah, the focal point is 3.5 to 5.6, so that is not actually the best focal point. I think it's called focal point. Please, correct me if I'm wrong. Is not the best for portrait photography, so I did actually go on to Amazon and purchase this cheap $100 lens, and it actually goes down to an 8.1. Sorry, a 1.8. The wine's getting to me, honey.
She's a drunk.
So it goes down to a 1.8.
Hey, real quick though, that makes for hell of photography right there. Get a little couple sips in it. Start taking all kinds of crazy pictures. You know what I
mean? So anyways, but the focal point depends, and what I've learned so far is that it allows for the background to be more blurry, so that you can focus on your subjects. So I've taken a couple of pictures. He'll post them at the end of this video so you guys can see what I've done. And hopefully one day I will be as good as the Sebastians or the Marcos or the Ansel Adams.
I thought you wanted like a 85 or something.
That is an 85 millimeter focal. F1.8 is what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what all these numbers do.
So I didn't either until I started doing my research. And sometimes I take a drink of wine because it's my husband and I love him. Love is patient. Love is kind, folks. Love is patient, love is kind.
Especially when you spend $1,500 on a damn camera.
Okay.
So we just go over some of the buttons. Like, do you know what all these buttons are? Because I see a whole lot of buttons. Like for a beginner, is this something that a beginner can use? It looks a little bit crazy to me.
So as long as you have Google and YouTube,
Jesus, what about show all the buttons in the back?
you can learn how to use these buttons.
Good Lord.
So some of the buttons are the same. So the buttons up front, obviously this right here takes the picture, right? Yeah, this one right here. And then you've got the menu button, which is like your autofocus, your SAP, which I've yet to learn what those are, but I will eventually.
I will say the autofocus. I've heard that Sony has one of the best autofocus out there.
I do agree. So then if you wanted to fix your aperture and things like that, it's got two dials. You can use the dial in the front and the dial in the back. Those are for your apertures. And then of course you've got all these buttons in the back. So if you want to view the pictures that you've taken. Which one? That Dallas?
One more back.
This one? Alright, so there's this one. And he'll post the photos at the end. Because I have to send them to him. But there's all kinds of... There's... I like pictures of dogs. I like close-ups. Here's my daughter. There you go. So, anyways, but that's what those are going to do, right? You have a menu button. Don't even get me started on the menu button. So the menu button, you have your network information, which I love about this camera. It's wireless and it's Bluetooth, so it's really easy to transfer pictures over to your computer or to your phone. So I really like that aspect of it. You can do all kinds of file formatting. I really haven't played with all the menu buttons, but there's like a zillion of them. And then obviously this function button right here, I believe it sends the pictures directly to your phone. I haven't been able to do that yet, but we'll learn. I'm still learning.
So what made you choose the A7 III over, I think you were looking at the 6,000, A6,000.
So I was looking at the 6,000.
Damn, you gonna let me freaking finish? Cut.
6,100.
Jesus Christ.
The 6,400.
Hey.
Love is patient. Love is kind.
So what made you choose the A7 III over the A6000, 6400, and 6700? I know some of those were cheaper brand, or the same brand but cheaper models.
Right. So my understanding is that the 6,000 generations, so the 6,000 actually came out 2016, 2017, around that time. They're still out. And so the 2100 was like 2019, I think. And so they're just older generations. They don't have as many functions. They're smaller cameras. They're lighter cameras, granted, but the A7 is ideal for not only a beginner, but for portrait photography is what I have learned. So we're about to find out in my endeavors over the next couple of months of learning how to use this camera.
Let me ask you a question. This also does video, right?
It does. Oh yes, it does do video, although I'm not planning on doing many videos, but it does do videos.
Well, if anybody out there wants to see it do video, we can do a video also with this camera, and I have the cheaper camera, of course, because, you know, I'm a man, I always get the cheaper stuff. But it's the, what is that, DJI Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3. We can put them to the test, see if a $600 camera for a video can beat, what is that, $1,500 camera?
Mm-hmm. It's because love is patient, love is kind.
Well, anything else you got to say? Just for you guys, we switched over to the Sony A7 III to compare the video from it and the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. One thing I will say, and I mean this is normally going to be her, portrait or photography camera?
Photo, yeah.
Photo camera. So I have no idea if I'm looking at you, the viewer, I'm looking at the camera, where my head is, because I can't see. I'm sure maybe you can change the viewfinder on the back. I don't know. We weren't going to break it to test it. What else you got to talk about?
So I have not used the video before, so this is the first time I've actually used the video to see how it actually comes out. So hopefully compared to the Osmos 3, it's compatible or somewhat in the same ballpark, but...
Well, I'm sure it'll be better, but, I mean, like I'm using the D-Log settings on that camera. I can't figure out, I mean, I tried to figure out on this camera, there's way too many buttons. I can't figure out what the hell I'm doing on that one.
I haven't learned all the buttons either, so I don't know if that would be
so I don't even know
a
what
downfall
aperture.
for some folks. It's got too many options, but honestly, it's just like I'm gonna stick with the basics for right now and just learn some good portrait photography and go from there.
Yeah, because I was trying to make an apples to apples comparison, and I couldn't figure out how to change the aperture. Couldn't, whatever the heck it's called, couldn't figure out how to put the S-Log on or anything. Now I'm sure you can figure it out. Like I said, there's just a lot of buttons. But a camera like that is pretty much going to be for photography and stuff like that. I'm sure for video, there's better than either camera we have.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for today. I mean, these are first impressions. Stay tuned. She'll let you know more about it later on in her journey, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.